the characterizations, and after the characterization, whatever the data available with you, that is nothing but gather the data, then analyze the data. Once you get the data, analyze it, do the analysis, find out the findings, interpret that data, means in the graphical form or in a tabular form or in a systematic manner. You have to arrange that data, and that data is nothing but the interpretation, the data that is nothing but the result of that data, and communicate the findings. And once after completing your research process, you have to communicate that research in the form of publications. That is nothing but the communicate the findings. Means here, if you want to complete your research, you have to follow all these 9 steps. Without that 9 steps, it is not possible to complete your research. Okay, this is very, very important. Means suppose anybody wants to do the research, initially start the literature survey. From that literature survey, you will get the knowledge regarding the gap between previous knowledge, current knowledge, and in future what I have to do. Means here you will get the question or the problem from that literature review, and from that you can get one of the problem and try to understand or try to solve that problem as a research topic of your research. Okay, this is about the research process. Now I will hand over my charge to Dr. S.R. Dandaute to explain the remaining part. Thank you very much, sir. Dandaute sir, especially for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. I'm also very thankful to Arts, Commerce, Science College, Sonai. Okay, thank you. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Hope I am audible.
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have scope to share. I can't share.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Yeah, I am audible, but unable to share my screen. Please enable it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, thank you. Yeah, good afternoon all. So first of all, I would like to thank all the organizers from all 3 streams for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Now, my colleague Vidya ma'am expressed initial thoughts. Actually, after knowing for what purpose or who are the participants, so we came to know that most of them are research fellows. So that's why we decided to have this particular topic, research for the beginners. So first half part, she has already covered that what research means. Now, in continuation with the same, yes, okay, I have completed my research. Now what to do next? So I can make my research public, right? And one of that is I can write. There are so many methods to publish by or to know, to get known this my research to the say society. One of the aim of my research was to have this research beneficial to the society. So how can I reach to society? So there are several say ways. One of the way is writing patent, and one of the way is writing research paper. So today I am focusing on the research paper. So how can we write research paper? In what best way my research paper could be? Okay. So first of all, what is research paper? A research paper is nothing but whatever you have done as a research. Ma'am already told that you have decided some topic and you have gone through some experimental process and got some results, and you have drawn some conclusion as well. Now, whatever the things already you have done, so writing this, all these things in a published manner, in a published report, and describing these things in a writing, whatever the things you have you are describing in the form of research results. That is a kind of research paper. So after that, next question comes, why to publish research paper? What is my aim? Already I expressed that whatever, because while thinking why I'm going for research, why am I taking admission to PhD? So my aim was to have some extra knowledge or whatever the new things I have grabbed. Some earlier part, ma'am's part I'm recalling. Now, that can be my one of the aim, that I should get some opportunities. I will consider myself as expert in that particular field, or this will lead to opening the doors to new opportunities, or it can be helpful to contribute the knowledge and understanding in some specific field, or it will be open to the society as well, or it can be for my self betterment. Okay, so for my academic promotions and other things. So that may be the reason why I'm going to make my findings as a public through research paper. Right? So let us see what can be, or suppose I have now decided to publish research paper. So what will be the structure of that research paper? Because everybody wants to publish research paper in very good publications. So first of all, I should know some basics. So initially till 1950, there was no any as such structured format. But in 1950, IMRAD was considered to be as a structured or well-established format for writing research paper. So what IMRAD stands for? So it stands for Introduction, Material and Methods, Result and Discussion. Later, in 1978, some advancement being happened while writing manuscript of research paper. So accordingly, now instead of IMRAD, it is converted into TAS IMRAD CAR. So let us see what this TAS IMRAD CAR stands for. So TAS means title, A stands for author, S stands for summary, which we call it as abstract also. Now IMRAD, already we see IMRAD, Introduction, Material and Methods, Result and Discussion. And last ending part of your research paper, which comprises of CAR, Conclusion, Acknowledgement and References. So apart from this, in your research, you may have some data generated, and that data may be expressed, or while writing the research paper, it can be put in the form of tables or figures with suitable legends. So let us see in brief what all these things are. So starting with the first, actually in available time, we'll try to cover the things. So if I have decided to write the paper, then I will think about all these points. Say at home or somewhere, if I have to make a dish, some fabulous, and that dish should be good in taste, it should look good. So some homework I will do. And then I will club all the things together. I will follow some specific procedure. Okay. So cooking is a method, or it will have some specific method to make fabulous dish. The same way, if I have to write a research paper, and if it has to be very good research paper, so that in good publications, if it is to be accepted, then I have to follow these guidelines. What? First of all, I will decide to which journal I am going to send my manuscript. So I will finalize the journal. Okay. Now, after that, I will follow the guidelines. Every journal has its own guidelines for authors. So please don't ignore that. Generally, what happens? If I complete my, I have gone through some experimental procedure, or even if I am not having some experimental data, I am from humanity background, arts or somewhat related topic branches, then I may not have data. But some research, if I have carried out, then generally what happens is, one mistake committed by the research scholars is they complete their paper first. They write their paper. They follow some research paper and just they write their paper. And after that, they try to search for the publications. This is wrong way. First of all, you know now which research you have carried out. So accordingly, you search for suitable journal. And then you go through the instructions which are given for authors. Okay. Now, after that, you might have several experimental methods followed, and through which huge data may be collected. Now you decide which data I'm going to publish to this particular journal. You match your data with the requirements of that journal, first of all. So you decide which experimental data you are going to publish. Ultimately, you have to decide which material you have used. I might have used several materials, or I might have used several methods as well. So are you going to use all the methods and all the materials in the same publication? No. You decide which material, which method I am going to send or I am going to use for that particular publication. Later, you have to think on the summarization of your results. And accordingly, means see, before sending your paper or before writing the paper, you keep all these things ready with you. Like I'm going to make a dish. So I will keep all the ingredients, all the cutting of the vegetables, whatever. So I will keep all the things ready so that within very short time, I can make a very nice dish. The same thing, if I have decided to write a paper, initially I have to keep all these things ready. What, for example, I will have some result accordingly. I will create figures. There are some softwares available making the figures, or I can express my data in the form of tables or graphs. Plotting the graph is also one of the art. For that, you can use Excel or some other softwares which are readily and easily available. So after creating those, later you have to give focus on how can I write introduction of my research paper. So introduction, and at the end, you have to think about discussion as well. Then there is art of writing even a reference list. See, while writing references, already you have gone through your literature survey, you might be having several, say, hundreds of research papers with you. So you decide which research paper you are going to use as a reference for your current publication. Okay. So whichever journal you have finalized, every journal has its own guidelines while writing reference list. It's not same for all journals. It varies from journal to journal. So you should be aware of that also. Now, suppose you have 10 tables in your paper. So you will put all these tables in specific order, numerical order. And that should be having suitable legends. Serial number should be given. It should be properly labeled. Okay. Same thing happens with figures as well. If in your research paper, some figures, some diagrams are to be there, it's my say humble request to all the researchers not to refer the ready-made diagrams. Okay, you try to create your own diagrams through different softwares available. Okay, now you shall arrange all these figures in numerical order, and you should have some tentative titles. Then go for the next part, that is writing abstract. Then once your first draft is ready, see, while you ask questions to yourself, if I have to write a research paper, how I am writing, whether I am directly typing it on say laptop or PC. If it is so, then you are following wrong way. You just pick up pen and notebook. You write the things in that notebook first of all, then your first draft will be ready. And after that, you should have some revisions to that draft for certain days, several days. You shall revise the manuscript. So these initial guidelines are very, very important, because once your track is wrong, then rest everything will go in a different or wrong manner. So if along with you some multiple authors are there, you should have talked to other authors. You seek permissions or seek some comments, some inputs from those co-authors. If they are asking for some changes, you do that. So somehow you try to prepare now final draft. Even if your final draft is ready, your manuscript is ready, you reread multiple times, because we'll see in the next slides some grammatical things we need to bother, or whatever sentence construction is there, you have to take care of that. Now, if someone is excellent or expert, from your friends or colleagues, you show your paper to him or her for a review, because the person who is fluent in English can identify the mistakes which might have committed by you. Why is it essential? Because if you are following these methods, then your paper will be surely accepted by a good publisher like Elsewhere or Science Direct. Now, once these things are done, then you submit by following specific method. You have to submit your paper to that journal. Then the best thing is, while writing your manuscript, your research paper, try to condense, try to reduce your manuscript as much as possible. It's not like that if it is too lengthy, then it will be readily and easily accepted by that publisher. No. How? In what way you are expressing your ideas, whether it is in short form or long form, that doesn't matter. Shortest but sweet. That is the good thing. Okay. So let us see the details of that. These are the 3 points on which you have to give more focus. While writing your research paper, you bother about English grammar, you perfectly plan for your paper, and then finally you go for its publication. So let us see first. How can I think for English grammar? So you take your take help of your colleagues, your friends who are good in English. Like these are few points on which you have to give more focus. Which words you have chosen while writing your paper? Need not in only introduction or in abstract. Throughout the paper, you have to be careful about your choice of the words. Not only that, you have to bother about the active or passive voices. There is need. It's not like that throughout in the entire paper it should be active, or throughout the paper it should be passive voice. As per the requirement, you have to maintain it. Now, as far as making the paragraphs is concerned, if you're starting with some new idea, then go through new paragraph. So these are few concerns about the English grammar. Following that, we have the second part, middle part of your paper, that is planning of the paper, say body of the paper. Now, if once I have decided to write the paper, the most important is how can I convey the maximum information within minimum words? Please remember this, highlighting. I may have huge information, but that publisher may not accept that entire information as it is. So I should have that art. I should have that smartness. How can I convert this large information with minimum words? That skill should be there. Okay. So let us see what are the contents, actual contents of the paper. This is divided into 3 parts. First is front matter. Front matter includes title page, then abstract and keywords. Okay. So we'll have quick review of the same. Title. How can I make a title? So title should be say designed in such a way that it should describe your methodology in brief, what exactly you have done as a research. Okay. Then which method you have adopted and what are your findings. It should not be vague, like etc. or different, many. Make it very, very specific. So you should give specific information within few words. It can be sentence, but that sentence should not be too large. Your title should be more informative. It should, if desired, you can include subtitle as well, but generally titles are taken, and non-standard abbreviations are to be avoided. Better you avoid abbreviations itself, or even if you are using abbreviations, it should be in standard format only. Okay. So, because see, if I am a new researcher and already you have published your paper, and now I am a new researcher, so I will have a research literature review. So I can search for different papers on the same topic. So within quick search, I should get your paper. So how is it possible? It is possible based on your best title. So formation of suitable title is itself an art. So follow these guidelines. Okay. So serial titles are to be avoided. Now, again, few publishers give some guidelines while writing the title as well. So you please follow all those instructions and finalize your title. So once your title is finalized, now regarding the authors and affiliations. So here I would like to show you one another. Already I have, we have this publication. So this paper is visible to you. Discover Electrochemistry. See, this title is, this is a recent publication by all these members. Now, here is the application at the end. See, this paper was authored by Vidya Devi Patil ma'am. And if you are a research scholar, then you may be concerned with two things. Wherever your research is going on, that place, and if you are a academician, then name of your college. So question comes whether we can give two appellations. Answer is yes. In your research paper, give credit, give sorry, give appellation to both the things. Your actual workplace as well as wherever your research is going on. So accordingly, you have to bother of giving appellations, because it might happen that you are working somewhere and you are doing research somewhere else, and demand comes from that research center that you should give appellation to we people only. So if this happens, no, then your institute may ask why our name is not included there. So better you try to give appellation to both your workplace as well as wherever you are completing your research. Fine. Now, you may have multiple authors. Generally, what happens, first author, whoever is writing, and if there are co-authors, and then whoever is your supervisor or your guide, actually that is say general, not always. So that can be written as the last author. Okay. Now, moving forward, the next point is how can abstract or keywords to be written or to be considered. See, abstract is treated as your mini version of your research paper. That means, what is your research? Why you have followed that research? Which methodology you have used? Which material you have used? And what are your findings? This should come in short form in abstract. So generally, abstract should be as maximum as with 250 words. Should not exceed that. Or the best practice says that it should be less than 250 words, around 150 words. So care has to be taken while writing abstract. So a kind of summary of your entire research paper will come out in the form of abstract. And now about keywords. So while writing keywords, that is also a kind of art, because I'm new researcher, for example, and I have to go through, I want to find some papers, research papers, which are related with my topic. So I will have different searching methodologies. So I will write something. Say, for example, my research was done on ultrasonic investigations, molecular interaction on using ultrasonic methods. So suppose I'm new researcher and I'm writing ultrasonic. So while writing, after writing ultrasonic waves or intermolecular interaction, I should get the list of research papers. So accordingly, if you want to reach to multiple people or bigger part of the society, so that your research will be beneficial worldwide, you should plan for selecting suitable keywords, so that if new researcher comes and search for that, easily your paper will be available. Okay. Now, the middle part of your research paper, the text body. So what it includes, what does it include? It starts with introduction. Already we saw that IMRAD. Introduction, material and methodology, result and discussion. Okay. So see, some questions I have written. What problem was the research project addressing? Why I have started with my research? What I exactly wanted to do? So that will come in introduction. So it may include some references. You may have some references from your literature review, because they might have done same research, right? So you consider that. Then what new you have done? Methodology may be same, material may be same, but you might have incorporated something different. So that you address in introduction. Okay. Then materials and methodology. As I told you earlier, you might have followed lot many materials, you might have used lot many methods, but you have chosen specific materials, specific methods that you describe. So how did you study your problem using those materials and methods that you describe there? After doing that, now you are coming to the result. Okay, fine. I have gone through some research problem. I have completed my literature review. I have got some results, and now I have got some data. And from that data, I want to find result. What exactly I got? If you try to solve this problem, no, what did you find? Then definitely you will get this result. So you describe it. So this description may be in the form of tables, in the form of figures, or in the form of graphs. Okay. And the most important is a discussion. Okay, fine. Everything is over. But what I exactly got from my result? What do these findings means? What new thing I found? So that I have to express under discussion. Okay. So already I have discussed about this introduction. It's the nature and scope of the problem. It should be quite relevant. It should be relevant to your literature study. Which methods you have incorporated, what are your findings, which principles you got as results, that briefly you mentioned the introduction. So introduction can be either 1 or 2 paragraphs. Okay, now here material and methodology. So already this I have described that you don't put all the methods, all the materials in the same paper. You decide which method, which material is more suitable to the research paper, publication which I have already chosen. Okay. Now, the very important is results. So, it can be treated as heart of the paper because whatever your findings are there, how you are presenting in the form of result, because that the publisher is going to focus on over here. How you have got your results and in what way you have expressed and how you have correlated with the previous findings. Because your research may be in a repeated manner also. You might have used same methodology, but you might have varied your material. You might have used same material, but you might have varied some another parameters, isn't it? Like say I used in my research binary liquid mixtures. So I may prepare some research fellow might have done the same research earlier, but I can study the same methodology, same material at for different concentrations, for different temperatures as well. So that how I am expressing these new findings that comes in result. So for this purpose, you should have proper research survey earlier. Okay. Redundancy should be avoided. And now research is of course followed by again important section discussions. Whatever your findings are there, how you are putting in the form of discussions, your outcomes of that particular project, how it is expressed, because this also care will be taken by publisher, how you have expressed your findings. Okay. You just put in the form of discussions. Don't consider directly the result. I mean, don't under discussion section, don't write tables or figures. Okay, that should come under that result part only. And last but not the least, the most important again section is conclusion. If your result is theoretical, then you should have that art, how you are expressing your conclusion, how in unique way, in say, what is the novelty there? What new thing you have obtained through your research. So proper care has to be taken while writing the conclusions. You should put forward properly your conclusions, and it should be while writing the conclusion, of course, you should support it with the help of some evidences which you got through your result. And the last part of your research paper comprises of that is called as back matter. So it is CAR. So of that conclusion already being discussed earlier. Now the remaining 2 parameters, acknowledgement. Is it essential to acknowledge the things? Of course. Answer is yes. One should give credit because see, I'm one of the academician and I may have some difficulties to carry out the research. So facilities may not be available directly at my institute. Then I have to look forward for some nearby institutions, or I have to complete my research at at my research center. So being academician, if I have to go there, then of course I will get permission from my higher officials. Then why should not I give credit of to my higher officials in my research paper? Yes, it is essential. Please don't avoid this acknowledgement section. It is not only always about that academicians. You may be a research scholar, you may not be connected with any academic institutions. Then also you should give acknowledgement. How? Why? Because you may be concerned with some, you may have fellowship. Nowadays, many students are getting fellowships. You may have received some grant also. So you should please acknowledge. Not only these research funding agencies, you may be, you may have help from your some other colleagues. So doesn't matter if you're acknowledging them in your research paper. So this is again means giving credit to someone else. That is also most important part. And your research paper will conclude by references. So as I told you earlier, different research publications may have their own ways to write references. So you may have referred, say, n number of research papers, hundreds of research papers. So is it essential to write all of them? No, you categorize them. Which problem you are going to put forward in your research paper, you identify which research papers are more relevant, and only significant papers are to be taken. If they are from, say, local publishers, you avoid those references. You take good papers which are already being published as your references. Now, while documenting references, you please follow the instructions given by those journals, because format may vary from publisher to publisher. Okay, so here I have added one slide. I have written some references, so I will show in the next slide. See, for example, this one. So initially I have written here author's name, followed by title of that paper, and then which year it was published, then volume number and the page numbers, article number and volume number. So this was one of the way given by one of the publisher. So you please follow the clear-cut guidelines given by that particular publisher which you are going to publish your paper. So apart from this, see, some additional information you need to have, like in your presentation, in your research paper, there are some figures you are going to show. So you can have different, say, softwares. The simplest one is Excel. You can use Origin, you can use MATLAB, whichever most suitable for you, for your research, you can follow it. But your figures, you create own figures. If not possible, you take help of the experts who are experts in that particular field. So it's not like that you have expressed the data and then again you have the express same thing in tables and same thing you are finally again expressing in the form of figures. Avoid repetition. Figures, then express your entire data in the form of figures and you give its explanation. If you want to express, most of the publishers accept the things in the form of figures instead of tables, but repetition should not be there. Okay. And finally, how can I find the free journal? See, I have mentioned one very important first line: try to avoid paid journal. Try to search for free journal. You have different sources available. Few I have listed over here: Google Scholar, IMRAD, Insight, Dodge, Directory of Open Access Journal, or it can be journal suggested tool. So many are there. Okay. So, because if you publish it in good journal, unpaid journal, then it will have its own status, Scopus or Science. These good publications matters a lot. It will have its own impact factor also. I will tell you my own example. I carried out my research and I was not having these guidelines that time, proper guidelines. So most of my data I utilized in paid journals. And now I came to know that my data was very valuable and why I have wasted that data in that paid journal. Why can't I find some free journal? So it's my advice to all the participants, whoever are there, please try to find free journals. Of course, it will take some time, considerable time it takes. Okay, but it will have its own future impact, good future impact. So try to have that. And this was from my side. Actually, this topic itself is in depth. If we try to discuss, it will have unlimited time, but we are having time constraints. Already time is over. Okay. So this was from my side. Now, if there are any questions, we'll have few questions as a sample basis. Over to you, organizers.
Request all the participants, if you have any doubt or question. Feel free to ask.
Hello, ma'am. This is Kalyani Salunke.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It was really certainly a wonderful session. I just have one question to ask. Actually, I'm in writing process of my research paper, and I'm actually getting stuck with discussion part a lot. Yes. Can I tell you my thing in in short about my
Yeah,
work?
sure. Or
Okay.
else, see, if you want to have depth answer, no,
Mhm.
it's my suggestion to all that better you send your concerns. You write a mail. So that we'll have huge discussion on that. That is my suggestion. And in short, if you want to tell your problem, because already I told that it's
Yes, it
time
is.
is up.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand. Okay, no problem. And I will follow that email method. Yeah, that would be great then.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Fine.
you.
If you want, I can reshare my email ID or I will put it in chat box.
Yes, please. Yes,
Okay.
please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Would like to hear your comments as well.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dr. Sunita R. Dandavate.
Yeah. Good
Hello,
afternoon,
I'm
ma'am.
Dr. Sonali on the line. You
Mhm.
gave a very nice talk. It opened concern in all directions for the researcher, and you had mentioned that we should also take these steps, that we take review papers and other papers from these. All this is available in Google Scholar. I mean, if you just enter the keywords of your work on Google Scholar, initially everybody should have an account on Google Scholar, and then if you enter your keywords, you get most cited papers year wise on that topic, which should be read by us, and we should read them and give them in our references, so that
Yes. Of
the
course.
audience
Because
acknowledges the fact that this Google Scholar is a very good tool for a researcher. So
exactly.
I just wanted to share it with you. Thank you.
Yes. Because that's what did I say? Now, if you are a beginner in the research, so you are writing your paper. So care has to be taken while drafting that paper itself. Okay, so very good method you told that nowadays in Google Scholar, the things are easily available. So you should have your account at Google Scholar, and most of the things will, because Google Scholar will itself give you the best papers. That is the thing. Yeah.
I suppose we are done with the question answers. As we move forward, I hope we can all take the valuable lesson from this session and put them into practice. It is an honor and privilege for me to deliver the vote of thanks as we conclude this enriching plenary session. On behalf of organizing committee, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speakers, Dr. Vidya Devi Patil and Dr. Sunita Dandavate, for sharing their valuable insights and experience with us today. Once again, thank you, all of you. Now I request all the participants to join their respective group links for the presentation.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Shall we leave now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I request all the participants, please join your respective group links for the presentation. Presentations will start in 5 minutes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Actually, I want to ask one question that I had given the presentation for the group number one minute,
Whatever it is.
group number two, which was happening. Sorry, group number two, which was going to happen in the after this lecture, but I had given the presentation before lunchtime.
Morning session you have.
Yeah.
Okay. That is okay.
So should I stay on this link, or should I go on the group 4 link or the group 3 link?
I request you to join your link, which was like you said you are from group 1, right?
No, sir. I am from the group 2, zoology.
So you can stay on same link only.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, one and all. I hope everybody is from the group number 2, that is zoology. Whoever is ready with the presentation can raise their hand so that we can start with the presentation. Any volunteers? Mr. Dalvi Navnath. Yes, sir, you can start with your presentation.
Yes, sir. Sir, is it visible my PPTs?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I am start my research. Okay. The climatic change is the critical problem to the all ecosystem. The more affected the aquatic ecosystem, and so this problem to study the find out the harmful chemical parameters and the studies the physico-chemical parameters of the Godavari River in Nasik district of Maharashtra. So today's present my research work entitled Analysis of Water Quality using Physico-Chemical Parameters of Godavari River in Nasik, Maharashtra. The present investigations is to analyze water quality and physico-chemical parameters of the Godavari River in Nasik, Maharashtra. During the investigation it is found the monthly change occur in physical chemical parameters such as the water temperature, transparency, turbidity, total dissolved solid, pH, dissolved oxygen, free carbon dioxide, total hardness, chloride, alkalinity, phosphate, and nitrate, where the analysis for the 10 months from the December 2023 to September 2024 so that the result indicate the Godavari River in the Nasik, Maharashtra. The river is polluted and cannot be used for domesticated as well as the irrigation purpose also. Then the water is an introduction. The water is the one more important component of ecosystem or the earth surface. So parameter significance one will be useful indicate the water quality. The day by day increase the human pollution, industrialization, and use the fertilization in agriculture and man-made activity like domesticated waste and effect on the aquatic ecosystem. The natural aquatic resource like a river are also polluted by the human being. Therefore, so necessary quality of drinking water should be checked at the regular time interval because due to use the contaminated drinking.
Hello, sir. Hello, Dalvi sir. Hello, Dalvi sir.
Yes, continue.
Continue, sir.
Continue.
Okay. This chart show in the maximum temperature of this chart. They shows the 27 degrees Celsius and the minimum temperature in the 17 degrees Celsius in the December. It shows that the higher temperature in the summer and relative lower in the winter because the temperature was high due to the lower water level and high temperature and clear atmosphere. Then the water transparency occur. This shows of this in this chart. The transparency of the water features from 5.0 and to 18. The maximum is the 18 was the recorded in this month of the September and during the 5.0 this occur in the May during the summer. And turbidity, this the turbidity of the water from the 1.1 NTU. They is the measuring contains the and the 13.5 it is the highest turbidity are occur in the March and the lowest turbidity occur in the